Hello. Hello everyone. Today we are going to be talking about the 2022 Burkina coup d'etat. Now, a coup d'etat was launched in Burkina Faso on January 23rd of January 2022. Gunfire erupted on the front of presidential residence of Burkina capital, Ouagadougou. Ouagadougou. Dogo. Several military barracks around the city. Soldiers have reported and seized control of the military base in the capital. However, the government denied that there was an ongoing coup in the country. Oh, my presidential estate has been destroyed. No, it's not a coup. It's not a coup. Several hours later, President Roch-Marc Christian Kabore was reported to have been detained by the soldiers at the military camp in the capital. On the 24th of January, the military announced that on television that Kabore had been deposed from his position as president. After the announcement, the military declared the parliament, government, and constitution has been dissolved. That's democracy. Yeah. The patriotic movement and safeguard for restoration. So that's the military junta. One day ago. Yep. Military junta. Government junta meeting of committee. Interesting. Alright. The more you know, the more you know. Institution. Human rights. Ah. You liar. President does not exist. Alright. After the parliament, good house military officer Paul Henry Sandago de Namibia. A statement from the Twitter account. Oh my god. We're having a coup. The Twitter. Or dialogue of Roch-Marc Christian Kabore urged dialogue and invited the opposing soldiers to lay down arms, but did not address whether he was in detention. Meanwhile, soldiers reported to have surrounded the state's news station RTB. AFP News reported on the president. International news. Alright. Interesting. It's the world's oldest news agency. Reported the president had been arrested along with other government officials. The two security officials of the Sanguile and Lamiziba barracks in the capital, President Kabore, the head of parliament, and the ministers are effectively in the hands of the soldiers. Military Captain Asante Kanda Oluredo said the patriotic movement for safeguarding and restoration has, quote, has decided to assume of its responsibilities before history. In a statement, he said the soldiers were putting an end to Kabore's presidency because he was deteriorating security station amid the deepening Islamic insurgency and the president's inability to manage the crisis. He also said that the military leaders would work to establish a calendar, quote, acceptable for everyone, for holding elections without giving further details. Al Jazeera reported that negotiations were underway between ECOWAS and the military junta leader, Paul Henry Santiago de Miba. So the ECOWAS is the Economic State Community of West African states. Interesting. So, from the first Libyan Civil War, you had intervention, Islamic attacks on. Well, so it's kind of like fighting Islamic states and Al Qaeda of the country how mercenary complained about the lack of military equipment and logistics. Go fight Al Qaeda. We can't. Why not? We lack guns. There's a stick on the ground. Use it to kill them. Sir, we're not making any progress. I wonder why. The anti-government protests erupted in the capital. The protesters were reportedly angry about the government's inability to stop armed attacks in the country. Several protesters asked for resignation. So it's like the people wanted the government to do something about it, but they couldn't do anything about it. Lack of funds, something. And they protested about it, and they're like, why are you president? Why did we vote for you? Did we actually vote for you? Did our vote actually count? Why are you our president? The coup. In August 2001, Dutton members of the Burkina Faso armed forces plan to take over the country. We're going to take over the entire country with 100 people. Some of the soldiers said that the planning was outside the capital via messaging apps like WhatsApp, Telegram, and Signal. Oh. I wrote Telegram and WhatsApp. Go on, Facebook. I mean, Meta. Stop this. You allowed the creation of a coup. Earlier, the ruling People's Movement for Progress political party formed in 2014, former Congress of Democracy, Congress for Democracy. So, by the current president. Government minister has survived an assassination attempt. On the 11th of January 2022, 2 weeks prior to the successful coup, the government reportedly thwarted a coup attempt in the country. Multiple gunshots. Reaction. Let's go to the aftermath. Here's what he says. Our nation is going through difficult times. At this precise moment, you must safeguard our democratic achievements. I invite those who have taken up arms to lay them down in the higher interest of the nation. It is through dialogue and listening that you must resolve our contradictions. Rock Mark Christian Culver, RK. NetBlocks has reported that internet access has been disrupted amid instability in the country. Shame. After the coup was launched, the Junta government suspended the government, parliament, and constitution. National borders were shut down, and the Junta imposed national curfew between 9 to 5? That's an alright curfew, because it makes sense. The Junta government announced they will work to organize fresh elections that will be, quote, acceptable to everyone, without giving further details. Algeria reported that the negotiation... What is Algeria? Qatar reported that negotiations were already underway between ECOWAS and military junta leader. MSR had shared a handwriting resolution delivered by Karobe was also signed, with authenticity being verified by routiers. I decided to resign my role as president of Burkina Faso. As it later, a large crowd gathered at the capital, Ouagadougou's National Square, celebrated the coup, playing music, singing, and blowing horns and dancing. Alright. So, several dissidents have shown supporting the coup. That's gathering. So Austria says that was greatly concerned about the developments in Burkina Faso. The military government condemned the coup and called for every actor to choose a path of dialogue. Bulgaria expressed concern about denoting the announcement of the military takeover, calling for the return of constitutional order. Canada has a say in this? I'll be more surprised if Sweden had a say in it. So, issued a travel... No, not a travel ban, a travel warning. You probably shouldn't go, but you still go anyway. Instability. China embassy started to work closely to follow the development of the country. Oh, prophets. I see prophets. Mola Morriston expressed his concern with the situation in Burkina Faso. French embassy capital warning in French citizens in Burkina Faso to avoid non-essential travel and night driving. According to their announcement too, the group saying that France was clearly and always in agreement with ECOWAS in condemning the coup. Luxembourg said the government was following the situation with great concern, condemned the dismissal of the president and suspension of the constitutional order. He also argued that both parties should solve the challenges through dialogue. Nigeria says it condemned the coup, calling it unfortunate development, calling for the release of President Calvert and other government officials, as well as returning the status quo. South Africa says that they're shocked, and the region mustn't become a region of coups. They mustn't become a region of coups. Sweden says denounced the coup, called respect for the constitutional order, urging all parties to find a peaceful resolution. Turkey says that The concern of the situation argued both parties to self-order to accept the solidarity with the people of Burkina Faso. The UK said that it warned against all but essential travel to the capital city. Also started monitoring station the situation. 2 million people. Alright, that's pretty big city. Also stated that monitoring the situation closely advised British citizens feeling unsafe to leave the country. Yep. State Department, they are aware. The State Department also calls for immediate release to President Galbraith and urged dialogue between two parties regarding trade embassies, security alerting ongoing security concerns throughout the capital. The embassy said that U.S. citizens were advised to take shelter, avoid large crowds, limit movement to emergencies, and monitor local media for updates. I mean, yeah, it's like shelter in place, but time for. The African Union says that jointly condemned the coup, asked security forces to return to the barracks, expected military to ensure the physical integrity of President Galbraith. Also condemned the coup and demanded unconditional release of the president. ECOWAS urged the military to respect the government as a democratic authority and encourage dialogue between the government and military. ECOWAS also urged that soldiers to return to barracks. The EU says that we follow with great concern for the evolution of the situation in Burkina Faso. The lack of news is very worrying regarding the detention of President Galbraith. The occupation of national radio and television by elements of the army. Yesterday, I spoke with the Minister of Foreign Affairs of Burkina Faso, Mr. Kaloubi, and the President of the European Council, Charles Michel. We spoke with President of Burkina Faso during the discussions. The situation seemed under control, but during today, the news has gotten worse. It is bad. We now know that President Galbraith is under control. The army will call for respect to the constitutional order and the release of President Galbraith. The UN says said in a statement he strongly condemns any attempt to take over the government and force of arms, calling the coup leaders to lay down the weapons. This isn't the first time it's happened. Oh my god. Oh, fourth time's the charm. Yeah, fourth time's it. Well, this one was not a charm. It was an attempt. But it's only 30 people that time, so whoopsie. Oh, we made an oopsie. Don't you hate it when that happens? Don't you hate it when that happens? All right. Next on our list. Big track meeting. Yeah, that was 2022 Bosco explosion. 20th of January 2022, a large explosion occurred on that road in, where is that? Oh, it's Ghana. In Ghana, after a truck transporting mining explosives collided with a motorcycle. Oh my god, no. The explosion leveled a nearby Apache city where 13 people have been confirmed dead and additional 59 people have been injured. Oh, that's not good. So this is the aftermath. Oh, that's a big explosion. What the heck? That's a lot of mining explosions. What the heck? Collision occurred around 1:25 p.m. A collision on road on 20th of January after a truck operated by the Max Am Corporate Mining. Max Am explosives, one of the largest. 1872. Those Spanish, don't you hate those Spanish explosives? Transporting mining explosives between Tonga and China collided with the head-on with a motorcycle driven by the Dustin driven over by the truck, which was an so like it hits the motorcycle hit the truck, ran over, and then it George noticed a fire. So then because then the run over of the motorcycle, George noticed fire. George alert maybe taking photographs of the videos and accident when the truck exploded. The explosion affected by nearby Apathy village where many are feared, injured, and dead. The blast destroyed several buildings and left a crater next to the road. Oh, that's the crater. Oh, jeez. That's not good. for who are in inpatient treatment. The National Disaster Management Organization, NADMO, say that 500 buildings have been damaged in the explosion, so people were trapped by the clouds of structures. Alright. Others were damaged by the fire or the aftermath of the explosion. At least 280 residents were left without shelter. Around 100 road vehicles were also damaged by the blast. A power distribution services electricity transformer located close to the site of the incident was badly damaged. Despite initial reports that he died, they were unlikely to survive the crash and was taken to the hospital. The truck driver sustained a deep cut to the head. Accident was also taken to the hospital. The explosive truck's police escort driver was unhurt. Alright, although his vehicle was thrown into a significant distance by the explosion. Ghanaian police and army explosive experts were sent to the scene to avoid the risk of a second explosion. Police requested that local residents must move out of the area to nearby towns for safety while recovery efforts are underway. And requested nearby communities open up the classroom searches to accommodate surviving victims. Casualties were taken to nearby Edessa Hospital, as well as a health center in Bosco. Alright. Government is sending people, launched the Pacific Endowment Fund to support the people affected by the explosion. That man. How do you say his name? It had the thing. What? Abuchinapo. Samuel Abuchinapo. Claimed its establishment would help the rebuilding of the construction. The five-member committee launched to check and coordinate the rebuilding of the community. Whoops. Well, that's all for today.